Dota. We've got the playoffs, day 2. This is the final day. We're at the tail end of this hub, and here we are at the tail end of the coverage. It's going to be SG Esports versus Mad Kings. This is elimination. I'm Zyori. He's Trent Pax. We just loaded up on Egg McMuffins. Trent got double meat like an absolute animal, and here we are ready to cast some Dota 2. Trent, my boy.
I didn't want to. Didn't want double meat. It just kind of happened.
You wanted it.
I wanted a bacon and egg McMuffin like I get in Canada, and it's an egg, and it's bacon, and it's delicious. And they could not comprehend that because there's no bacon and egg McMuffin on the menu.
Yep.
So I said, can I have a bacon and egg McMuffin? And they said, and they were confused. I'm like, yeah, we can do that. And then they just ended up putting 2 things of ham on it instead of 1 for some reason. And then 2 things of bacon. It was awful.
So he got a double meat
It
extravaganza.
was okay, but I just wanted the bacon.
It was extra meaty.
But alas,
I, on the other hand,
here
got
we are.
The default. But indeed, first pick, Sand King. No big surprise about that. And Ruby Tuesday, going to be the opener for Mad Kings. This is pretty much exactly what we saw yesterday. These South American teams, man, they know what they like, and they're going to stick with it. Bat Rider, Gyrocopter, first 2 taken out from SG, and it's the Clockwork Enigma banned out by Mad Kings. So obviously a lot of targeted bans at offlaners, pretty much where Enigma lives these days on that position 3, kind of moving out of the position 4. Pretty cool. Pretty neat stuff.
The whole like support Clockwork thing basically started thanks to Cat when they were playing at Secret and OG and whatnot at Kiev.
I thought it was Yapzor.
I mean, this is technically Syndrome was the first person to do it, at least that I saw when they were doing Coddle and stuff on No Diggity. Might have been Escape at that point actually, but either way, Cat was the one who rocked it out at the Kiev Major, and then everyone was like, "Oh, this is pretty good."
Darkseer, Crystal Maiden, 2 great picks here, Mr. Trent.
Do you want this, sir?
Yeah, let's plug the headphones in, baby. Somebody's going to use them. Let's do it. Oh, I find those headphones actually kind of uncomfortable.
Yeah, they're not my favorite.
Compared to the Sennheisers that I use.
I hear you. Those are my travel headphones.
Oh, I'm with you. I don't travel with my Sen. I bought those Sennheisers in Europe.
Really?
I'm going to be screaming now because all I hear are Dota sounds.
Yeah. You guys are welcome. All right.
Yep.
Crystal Maiden picked up favorite support. What a hero.
No, it's good. This is very safe from both sides. Darkseer, honestly, it's always strange to me when Darkseer is not prioritized. And we have seen a lot of drafts across all the regions where Darkseer is really just not touched. And I think it's kind of strange. There's a lot of pressure on the off lane these days. I think Darkseer doesn't always become the ideal hero. Sometimes he can't put on the pressure that he wants to. Like Juggernaut, Nakes, heroes like that deal with the Ion Shell harass pretty damn well. But they're confident. I like that the Mad Kings are going for it. I think SG, pretty heavy favorites coming in this, at least on paper. Be curious to see what the odds are, Trent. What does LootBet say?
I don't know. Do you want me to check? I can give it a check. Let's see.
You want. Oh, I'm kind of curious, actually.
I would guess something like
1.5
payout, I would think.
For Mad Kings?
Yeah, if you bet on Mad Kings, I would guess.
Yeah, like 1.4 for SG or something.
Maybe not. It's honestly pretty close. They might not even have odds for this game, but we'll see.
What are you, crazy?
10 seconds
nope,
remaining.
they don't have odds for this game. Get wrecked, nerd.
Fuck.
5 seconds remaining.
Got him. Anyway,
Okay.
I think the thing I like about Darkseer is that he wants to put certain pressures on the enemy carry, and he makes you think about picking certain heroes, Juggernauts, Lifestealers, things like that. You want to try and find some way to deal with that Ion Shell harass. So, yeah, he limits you in certain ways.
It's true. Bans, Bounty Hunter,
I would
and
think
Weeva.
probably there must be like a Queen of Pain or something if you're. Like you have the last pick as Mad Kings. I would think you'd want to take out a strong laner that's difficult to outright counter in the mid lane. So you could just ban the Queen if you don't feel like playing her.
Something strange happened to me the other last night. I was doing America with Nahaz, and I said, "Hey guys, it's a shame that no one gives a shit about South America because we had some really good games yesterday. Both of them were 2-0, but they were all pretty darn good." And the first thing Nahaz said, "Well, what did they play on Tavo?" It's like he played Clockwork one game. I don't remember the other game, but they started making me wonder why is that the first question? Is Tavo the key performer here for SG? Is Nahaz onto something that I'm not privy to?
Yeah, pretty much. Tavo's kind of the big boy. So he played one Shaker game, it looks like, and then as he said, his classic kind of Clockwork.
We will probably see a Shaker picked up by one of these teams in this the next 4 picks.
He's been, out of those players, he's probably one of the most notable ones over a long time. He used to be a really good Nature's Prophet player from the offlane too. which is pretty crazy. But HFN's the other big one. And now they're going to take away one of his bigger heroes in the Juggernaut.
Kind of a deny pick, like we were saying. Really good against the Darkseer. And right now, SG, I mean, they could take Lifestealer, but it feels like Jug much more safe compared to Lifestealer. And Naix is like, can work in certain drafts, but it does rely some on Infest Bombs, having some space in the lane, so you need to pair him with certain heroes that work well. They could go Lifestealer, Queen of Pain, for example. That could definitely be an option. But LC was the 4th ban for Mad Kings. Another one that SG likes to play.
That's one thing that's kind of funny about SG. At least lately, they have not been picking a lot of Queen of Pain compared to the other. Like, for example, Mad Kings is picking tons of Queen of Pain. Like, I would expect it to be picked up here in the end if it fits for them. But that's a fun hero.
This is a curveball. This is one of my personal favorites, the Necrophos. Hopefully, he's got the cosmetics to show off that shiny new Reaper Scythe. But my word, Trent, this is exciting.
Yeah,
I would say Jug kind of one of the better carries against Necro. You know, you've got the spin. If you somehow manage to spin. And then he ults you. You don't take any damage. You also have Omni Slash
as well.
Yeah. You also have Omni Slash, which just gives you invulnerability when you can do damage. Yeah, he's got the Ghost Shroud can absorb a lot of it, but Jug also likes to go for Diffusal Blade anyway. Yep. So I don't think that's necessarily a huge problem.
No, it's like a good thing, basically, because you're like a natural Diffusal builder, and you can spin on him and stuff like that. So,
oh, God.
One thing about the Necrophos is that he's really good against the Ion Shell.
Is he? Oh, yeah, he can sustain through it.
Yeah, he can just he gets all kinds of regen. And also, the way Ion Shell works is actually super obnoxious to play Darkseer against Necrophos. Because when you put the Ion Shell on the wave gets like lower and lower on the enemy team.
Easy last hits.
Right, it's easy to deny, right? So, and Necrophos gets these crazy benefits from denying. He gets these insane regens and everything like that. So
more than any other hero, for sure.
Yeah, and Crystal Maiden, on top of that, is one of the best position 5s against Darkseer in lane in terms of dealing with the Ion Shell. Someone like Disruptor might be better at killing him, but CM can just freeze the creep.
That's true.
And we are harkening back to an old SG Esports classic. It's the Undying, which I think they've only picked like once.
Undying, dude. This is a nasty combo. I have won many a pub doing this where someone first picks Necro and then you grab an Undying right away. It's actually incredible. And with a Crystal Maiden, like you said, these two heroes, they have mana issues early on, and they can do a lot of work. So much sustainability and damage between the two of them. Tombstone, Soul Rip, Decay, all great spells in lane. I'd love to see this Undying do like a 1/1/1 to open and put some extra points in that Soul Rip. Like the 1/2/2 is a build that I am a big fan of. Get that extra point in the Tombstone, but start working on Soul Rip because the burst damage you get as well as the sustainability on a hero like Necro. You pop the Ghost Shroud, you put a Soul Rip on the Necro, full heal every time.
You know, the best thing about Undying is that he's also like the funnest hero in the game to play.
Oh, I mean, one of my absolute favorites.
Yeah, you just run at people. It's great. It always feels good.
Necro, Undying, Dazzle are my top 3 most played heroes. Absolutely the most fun.
He's got a sick taunt. He's
he
gonna
does.
Look good.
The
it's
funk.
Very important.
He drops the funk.
You can't tell which way he's moving. It's tactical.
I seem to have a proclivity for creepy undead-like heroes. I don't know what the deal is with that. I also like Death Prophet. She's in my top 10 for sure.
Yeah, you got something going on there.
I'm creepy.
Maybe we'll dive into that on another day. Oh, good. We weren't playing the music the whole time. That's good. That
Mod me, please. Okay, Gyro.
Got him. Final ban, probably the Queen. Unless they have a specific idea they want in mid, which they probably do. So they could go, as you were saying, the Death Prophet actually isn't terrible if they wanted to get an earlier push going on here.
That would be nice. They could use something to knock down towers.
Dragon Knight?
As good as Necro, Undying, CMR at killing heroes, not really great at killing structures. So what was the other one you said?
Dragon Knight.
Dragon Knight. Yeah, DK could be pretty good here. They ban out the Quap, pretty smart, and they take Shadow Fiend. So... all right, he's kind of a sieger, right? Especially if you pick up a Desolator, he can definitely knock on some towers. So I like it. It's high tempo, and again, with that kind of sustainability. Now, I'm going to say something here that probably won't happen, but I'd love to see this Necro get Guardian Greaves. I'd love to see a mech come out on him. We're probably going to see Treads. That seems to be the trend. All the Necros I've seen in this qualifier, I think, have gone Treads and like Atos and other trendy items. But Templar Assassin will be the 5th now for Mad Kings.
Yeah, if you guys have seen any of their games, they've pretty much been playing Queen or TA. I was noticing yesterday before we cast them, that's like the 2 mids that they're going for a tune. 2 big classics. We had 1 Storm Spirit game from him, which didn't turn out too well, but the... oh, are we dead in Dota TV now? Lol. Oh, yeah, now we disappear. The...
sorry.
We just had a game with a Shadow Fiend Necrophos from Danish Bears. They were trying to do this, the same idea. So one thing that spawned in NA, at least for me, it was the first region I saw people doing it, was Shadow Fiend mid and Venge in the safe lane.
Okay.
So the whole idea is that Venge is your position 1 carry, but Shadow Fiend's the real carry. You know, he's the guy that everything's all about Shadow Fiend. So you're kind of playing this 5-man Dota. You're getting buffed up by the Venge, and she's always there for the swap to save out the Shadow Fiend, keep him protected, allow him to get healed back up, and stay in the fight. Like, he's always right-clicking the whole time with the Dragonlance range and everything like that. And in this case, you just basically replace Necrophos. He is replacing the Venge, rather. And it's a lot of the same idea. It's just this whole kind of death volley thing, but rather than having to save for the Shadow Fiend, it's a little bit more aggressive in the sense that you hope you can burst someone down in time to just eliminate them immediately from the fight with the Scythe. So overall, it's very strong. I mean, you can take over the entire early game, snowball mega hard, knock down all their towers with this strategy, and even just secure up Roche with presence of the Dark Lord in that mid game. So if they don't get off to a really good start, they have to get into like this split push stuff, which it definitely is possible, though. I mean, they are rocking a Juggernaut with no BKB cancel other than the Necro Scythe, which is that's like decent reliability for some ratting Juggernaut plays.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of annoying, but I think overall I'm digging on this Shadow Fiend draft quite a bit. They've got a lot of hard-hitting heroes, some massive sustainability. It's all about the execution. I think the big drawback to a draft like this is that it does kind of fall off, and as we already mentioned, they just don't really – here, tab it here so we can get some sound. They don't really knock down towers that well, but look at this already with the beautiful, beautiful taunt. Sorry there, Trent.
That's
Trying
okay.
to make some space. Form a keyboard here. Player who gets the longest kill streak.
If you think Radiant will win, we can go with the tune. I'm actually going for it. I don't know about you. I'm in. I'm on the TA. I'm a believer.
They might. So I was gonna say that's what's cool about this matchup is that Mad Kings have some pretty legit players that can do some serious work. Wow.
Earth Spirit, the Rune Grabber.
I didn't realize LD had so many fans in South America.
I tell you, they love him. Love him down there. You know, he lets the boot camp, right? And a couple of the squads have had to boot camp at the BTS house before to get that better internet for some of those more important qualifiers. So
probably Mad Kings, I guess.
What, for the first Roche?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think they're going to win, so I'm just going with that. But either team can win. I'm just going on a gut. A gut, folks. Don't get too excited.
All right, Mr. Pax. All right.
Yeah.
You know, yesterday we did some good old-fashioned...
My gut is filled with McMuffin, though.
Huh?
My gut's filled with McMuffin.
Ah.
McMuffin gut. All right. What's up?
McMuffin?
We did some good old-fashioned what?
Did some good old-fashioned player introductions yesterday. You want to do it again here?
Really? Yes?
Here we go. Let's do this. Here we go. Radiant side. We've got the Mad Kings. It's going to be Querity playing safe lane on the Dark Seer. Mid lane going to be a Tune on his signature TA. Shelter, Helter Skelter, baby. Going to be on the Grand Magus. Ruby Tuesday. Dominic, the position 1. He'll be on the Jug, and then that's going to be Sladen here on the Earth Spirit. On the Dire side, we've got SG Esports, the Brazilian squad. It's going to be HFN playing the position 1 Necro, soaking up a lot of farm. The safe lane Cat, the leader and captain, going to be on the Crystal Maiden, moving around the jungle, supporting that top lane. Undying, King RD. He's tricked out, man. He's goddamn pirate and shit. He's ready to rock and roll. Mid lane ADR. Going to try my best to call him by that. His name's Adrian. The 4 is just sick lead speak. And, of course, Tavo on the Sand King. Hero we've seen a lot throughout this qualifier. The most picked indeed. Trent Pax, let's get into it, baby. What's going on?
All right. Nicely done. Good stuff. Great stuff. Did you do the rating team?
Yes.
Okay. Just double checking that I wasn't crazy. It kind of sounded like you wanted me to hand off. And I was like, didn't he do both already?
No, just I
Phew, you just want the game.
Hit me with the chips, man. I want to see this Necro do some work. Necro Undying, man. I'm expecting high octane. I'm expecting some blood. I want to see these teams go at it. I want to see some DK punch into the Death Pulse. Necro is so confident he hasn't even leveled Death Pulse yet.
Here's the thing, buddy. We talked about the whole idea of the Necro versus Darkseer matchup and how terrible that is for Darkseer. Well, with the Juggernaut, Mad King say, well, joke's on you. We're coming aggro. Even though we don't really want to aggro with an Earth Spirit for the majority of times, it's too shit a matchup for Darkseer. This is going to work out way better in your favor than the other way. However, you're aggro tri-laning into an Undying, which can be a little bit scary.
It's true.
That's how you know it's a terrible matchup. If you're willing to aggro into an Undying with an Earth Spirit on your team.
Here we go. Lift on the Necro. Roll in from Sladen. HFN. He's going to man up here. He has leveled up the Death Pulse. King RD's nearby. He hits a pretty big decay, and now they have to run. Look at the power of the Undying. 950 HP. Juggernaut at a humble 520.
Dude,
he cannot
Cat.
go blow for blow.
Cat's killing it too. He's already killed 3 large creatures. So he did 2. He did a troll and he did a satyr over here in this camp. Moved over and got a centaur over here. So he's already level 2 1/4. And they tried to abuse the fact that Crystal Maiden wasn't there, being greedy, and that's why they went on the Necro and the Undying. But with that failing and unpunished on the CM aura now, life is like so good for SG Esports.
Yeah, it's true. Patience from Zoe.
I'm glad that they match up on their taunts. That's important.
Me too. They're synchronized. That is important. Tavo, man, he is nailing it in this bottom lane. Number 1 on CS by a pretty wide margin. 21 on him. Darkseer 10-0. Having an okay time, but Query, look at this. It's non-stop harassment, Trent Pax.
Yeah, Tavo's also an exceptional player. Again, we're talking about like what hero do they pick for Tavo, but this still isn't a great matchup for Darkseer. It kind of goes both ways, right? They're both trying to play around the wave, but there's a lot of AoE damage that flies off it, and yeah.
HFN, man, he's in trouble. He's going low. Dominic spinning him with the Blade Fury. He has to pop the Fairy Fire. King RD, he's gone for the 1-1-1. It's the build that I wanted, Trent Pax. I'm so excited. One more. King RD, can he find it? He's too slow. Zombies might be big, but they are slower than shit. He tries to taunt into the tower while taking shots, and then they continue to taunt. Dude, these guys are badass. I'm loving this. I'm actually not gonna lie. I don't care which South American team makes it through to Seattle.
We need one there. That's all. That's the important part.
I'm telling you, Trent. Let's invest in a South American team now, and we just need one to make a run at TI.
You just hit the table and instantaneously it paused. I thought it was you for a second. I got a little worried.
Dude,
Someone
I
left
have
on the admin
legit
pause.
powers. I am a prophet.
Yeah.
Seriously, how much do you think it would cost to support a Peruvian team?
I don't know. Answer us in the chat.
All right,
5
Trent,
minutes
let me tell you something, all
okay,
right?
tell me something.
A Tier 2 Filipino team, right? You could pay them the salary of $100 a month each, and that would be, like, livable to play Dota full-time.
Really?
And that's the Philippines. That's obviously not great conditions. You want to aspire for more than that. But that's like the minimum entry level. You could find a Tier 2 team that is already playing Dota basically full-time that would not starve for $100 a month each.
Well, we got to get in on this.
I know.
Maiden.
That's Southeast Asia, not South America. But there are some comparables there. So
Dude.
I don't know, man. I wonder, like, how much?
Cat's wrecking their jungle, dude. You see this? He just, like, took their camps. Darkseer's pinging like crazy.
Look at this guy. He's out of control.
I like Attune right now. He's telling us exactly what he's doing, guys. In case you didn't know, he's going to get some treads. He's going to buy a Blink. He's going to buy a Deso. I mean, it's a TA, you kind of know, but this guy's really into the shift queue. Getting everything lined up here.
Juggernaut almost dies down bottom. I was drinking coffee. Sorry about that, guys. Back towards mid, though. We're going to see another engagement, perhaps. Sladen bumps into King RD. The Decay comes out. Now TA rotating over. This Undying, not a fear in the world right now. He does have Tombstone, but it's only level 1. Kind of underwhelming. Telekinesis out on the Shadow Fiend. He gets Soul Ripped, but it's probably not going to be enough. He goes down. It's actually the first blood for Querty. Out comes the Tombstone. 3 auto attacks. They're going to find it. That's free money, baby. Attune now on the run. Undying cannot fish his wish, and now he's taunting all the way back to his side of the river. He is surrounded. It's a 3v1. He does sidestep the roll. Look at him. King RD. Look at this guy. Look at this. Trent, are they going to kill him?
Dude. He's got 10 stick charges.
He's also got a Soul Rip.
He's going to get a kill.
He's got a Decay.
Oh, he hands it over to the SF. Get those souls back after the death. What a nice
They bring it to
player.
shelter. One more. Sladen, 3 HP, will survive through it. But King RD says, not today, big boy. This is my house. Where's the taunt? Let's see it. They're going to go for more, dude. He's on fire. This guy's not stopping. Okay, maybe he's stopping.
It's time to bail. It's all right. You know, they came back. They're
but
free.
There's the taunt, Trent.
Yeah, that's all that really matters. But it's such a smart play to let your Shadow Fiend get that kill. Like, it would have been so easy, and the guy maybe even could have escaped or something like that had he not gone for it, but just immediately right back up to 24 souls. Lane is fine. This means support doesn't have to come mid and help him. He's got a bottle too now.
But honestly, dude, this is exactly how you play Undying. This is unrelenting pressure. You want the other team to constantly fear you, feel like they cannot go blow for blow. He's so unbelievably aggressive, but it works, right? With the stick, with the Soul Rip, the Decay, it feels like there is no way you can shut this hero down in the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, they should be crying at this
should
point. They probably are. Bottom lane, though, still constant pressure from Tavo, who's level 7.5, by the way.
My
Currently
Lord.
leading the entire game by a pretty wide margin. No one else is even
pretty
7
nuts
yet, and yeah, he's almost cracking it. He got himself the Ring of Hell, too. I wonder if he'll do the full Vanguard first. We have actually seen that before. It's pretty cool. terms of a strat, but I would guess that
yeah.
he'd want to save right up into the
So
blink.
do you just go into Crimson? Is that the general idea, or you just hang on to the Vanguard, or what's the... I have not seen that as much.
It's more like a pubby kind of thing if you're like super snowballing. You just like buy this Vanguard and you can't there.
ADR in some trouble mid lane. The follow-up damage pretty big, but Cat drops the slow onto a tune. Sladen gets turned on, and King RD taunts it again.
Generally, if you have teammates that can rotate, you definitely just want to get your blink as soon as possible. Like the
Yeah.
Vanguard lets him, or the just the Ring of Health and the Stout Shield does everything a Vanguard would do for him right now anyway. He's not going to upgrade it any further, so he'll just sit on this, get his blink dagger, and
Yeah.
it's helpful. And then later on now you can turn that into a Force Staff, of course. That's actually so hype.
That's really
So
true.
you don't have to finish the Vanguard
You really
anymore.
don't want the Vanguard anymore.
But it, yeah, it definitely used to be a thing. It's pretty
Yeah.
neat.
I mean, I could see how that's good in certain games. Like, Sand King can be a frontliner. Some games, he does that anyway, just because he's
Yeah.
so elusive. If you have Force, Blink, Burrow Strike, and Sandstorm, then eventually you get an Ags. It's a really hard hero to lock down. And with the Vanguard on top of that, even if you do get caught, it gives you that additional survivability. But here we go. Juggernaut in some trouble. Out of mana now. King RD hits him with the Decay, hits him with the Taunt, and now Dominic going to be demoralized into the tree line. He does not have a TP scroll. This Undying gets a little too cocky, takes a lot of tower shots. Tavo, however, does secure the kill onto the Jug. So they go 1 for 1. King RD finally punished for his hyper-aggression. Meanwhile, in the top lane, though, Trent, it's Necro. It's HFN. Look at this guy. Look at this big boy. Look at all these cores on the Dire side. They've got a massive lead for 8 minutes, about 3,500.
Yeah, and you were talking about maybe Guardian Greaves or something for the Necrophos, but he's actually picked up a super early cloak, which could possibly indicate like a hood, maybe even to the full pipe, just because they're up against the Earth Spirit.
It's actually not bad.
Yeah, it's interesting though. We've seen so much of the triple bracer build for the drums into the Atos, for most Necrophos is that he's going this way instead.
Yeah.
Especially when it's not going to do anything against the TA, so it's still a little bit worrisome if a tune gets out of hand.
All right. People slowly but surely funneling in here, Trent. 130 viewers. Welcome, boys and girls. This is game 1 of an epic best-of-3 for elimination. Life in the tournament. Mad Kings versus SG. Welcome to Championship. What day is it, Trent? Championship Thursday.
Wow, typical.
Is it Thursday?
No, that sounds like way too late in the week. It is. It's Thursday. Holy God, I've been here so long.
Hey, there's
Didn't
a
even
pause.
realize.
Yep.
Paused up.
Let's say hi to our new friends.
Hello.
Not yet, you dummy. Hello.
Oh, hi.
There we go. Hi,
Yeah.
friends. So here we go, guys. Game number 1. This is a full best of 3. It's a little bit sad that these teams don't.
Oh, we gotta
have-
go. We gotta go.
Oh God.
Take us away.
It's a little sad though that these teams don't have higher profile names because this is actually really good Dota. This has been a hype game so far. Only 6 kills in 9 minutes. Like it's been hype but controlled. We've seen King RD go absolutely ham. Or as Grant would say, he's going bonkers.
Bonkers indeed. And Phase Boost now delivered here too. But I think Tavo, again, kind of the story here. He's even above his own core. There's his Blink Dagger now done up. God, I can't go over how sick this Ring of Health is now. I'm trying to think of other like int people that can abuse this, or like other Force Staff builders in the offlane that can abuse this. Like maybe even like Bat Rider and stuff is pretty sick. I don't know, guys. Might be the end of Tranquils. We'll see. We'll have to do some theory crafting later.
Whoa.
For now, we do have our hood, though.
The hood on Necro. So this is really interesting. You don't see a lot of Necros do this, but hood, renowned, is a great value item now since they took away one of the items of the recipe and then also gave it the barrier. On a hero like Necro, it's absolutely incredible because one of the biggest problems you have, you pop Ghost Shroud, it makes you take more magic damage, so you get a target on your back for just magical burst. You pop that, when you pop your Ghost Shroud to use your Reaper's Scythe, and you're pretty much safe as a daisy in the middle of winter.
Genius.
Goes together like lamb and tuna fish here, Trent.
Attune in a little bit of trouble here.
Yep, there we go. The Epi from Sladen connects on 2. Attune falls as well. They might get shelter. He's outnumbered. This Rubik, he's on the run. He's out of cooldowns. It's Cat from the high ground. They're going to catch him with the Frostbite, and the follow-up from ADR catches him with a Shadow Raise, and this Shadow friend is getting big. He ain't your friend, man. He's your enemy, and he is huge.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And they just keep pressuring this tower. It's not often you actually get to see a Shadow Fiend lay into a tower these days. It's like so much more like because there's like 2v2 mid, a lot of the time you're just kind of killing the wave and you just run into the jungle and stuff like that. But when you have an Undying and a Crystal Maiden willing to rotate, and just completely clean it up. They just have such safe side lanes, which has been a big part of the meta pretty much since after Kiev, where you have these Razors or Lone Druids or Necrophos in this case, Lycan with the crazy HP regen. Got the Sand King. The supports are 100% freed up to do whatever the hell they want in this game. And for the most part, Shadow Fiend's going to be the most vulnerable target, so that's who they should be protecting.
I mean, I'm going to be honest. The CM, we've talked about this hero a lot, but the aura, I'm surprised he hasn't maxed it out here. He actually went for the second point in Frostbite. That's very strange. That last point is value town.
It's pretty good. The way that I look at it now is that, like, your team might not be able to abuse it that much. Like, Shadow Fiend's fine. He still has some clarities going and stuff like that. And the second point in the Frostbite does really help with your aggression early on in the game. It's surprisingly value. 50 more damage, another half second. It is good. The slightly lower cooldown. Honestly, all her cooldowns get so good with the levels. What a hero.
It's true, but she is the one that unlocks this whole thing, regardless of what level the Arcane Aura is now. Even just having it level 2 or level 3, it opens up so much more aggression for these heroes. It's worth mentioning again because Mad Kings are feeling pressure that they're not used to. It's like an abnormal timing. You've got Undying, who is abnormally strong at those early levels, Necro, who kind of fits the bill if he has the supporting cast, and then CM Aura on top of that. They can't even defend these towers. That's a tier 1 mid at 12 minutes. Very rarely do you see teams just sacrifice those and let them fall, but this is a case where they feel obligated to not pick a fight with SG. King RD bumps into a double stack here. They might clear it out. Tavo farmed to all hell. He's going to go right into the Force Staff, as you were talking about, Mr. Pax. And the final tier 1 will go down. The snowball is rolling, and Crystal Maiden is loving every second of it, my man.
Yeah, this is getting easy peasy, honestly. It looks good. I was worried. Like, SG Esports have definitely been faltering a bit since their performance at Kiev. You have a lot of people who have SG Esports in their compendium simply because of the fact that they beat Secret there, and they don't watch South American Dota after that, but it hasn't been so great for them lately. This looks very good, though. This is definitely a well-practiced strat. Again, I even said, like, we just saw this from Danish Bear. It's like this is certainly an idea that people have had before with the Necro and the Shadow Fiend and how they can mesh up together. And it's coming off right now. I see you're even inspired with the Necrophos cursor over there.
Dude, it's insane. Look at this. I was ready. I think this is a Oh, yeah, it is the Necro. Yeah, you're right. Where is it?
Top lane.
I hear the rumble. Oh, it's up top. That's my bad. Okay.
Sorry, guys. I'm giving him my audio. It's all I can do.
Yep, that's my bad. Here we go. Meanwhile, though, Attune, he's going to bump into the entourage of SG. Now he gets popped forward with the Surge. Follow-up damage. Necro falling low, but he does manage to heal up. Is it going to be enough? The Scythe, but the mech mitigates it. Refraction was there as well. ADR now joining the party. Crystal Maiden magnetized, but will survive. ADR slowed up by a TA trap. This fight still not looking good for SG. Sladen going in for more. He does find the kill, but he throws it away himself. Meanwhile, on the other side, King RD in a bit too deep. Attune and Dominic clean it up, mopping bucket style here. The taunts continue, but Tavo nowhere to be found as he heads up top.
So not getting Attune, pretty big deal. You know, maybe you can clean him up even if you come out on the losing end. Then it's not too bad, but...
Desso's on the way, buddy.
Yeah, he is getting very close, like 300 gold away. It was Earthspirit who cleaned up the most, though. 662 gold. 712 experience. That is going to be very helpful for him moving forward. And Shadow Fiend tried to carry with the 2,000 damage he threw in that fight, but it just wasn't enough. And we do have a Midas after the hood. I like this choice here from the Necrophos. I think it's a good way to try and keep himself going.
Yeah, I'm pretty okay with it. We're seeing this as a common trend now. Like the old days of rushing Midas first doesn't really seem to be in vogue. It's more you get some kind of value stat item like power treads, then often even something else like maybe a drum, the Hood of Defiance. We've even seen stuff like Atos. And then you go back for the Hand of Midas so you can keep tempo. We've seen a number of heroes utilize the 12 to 16 minute Midas somewhere in there. And I think it makes sense, you know, and that way it's a judgment call. We've definitely seen these games where you go all in on a Midas, and then in 15 minutes, they're literally pushing your high ground, and you feel useless. And if you get the Hood of Defiance before that, kind of guarantees that you can at least go for blow with some of the more bursty cores on the opposition.
Yeah,
oh, Juggernaut. He lives.
Pretty convenient. No Necro nearby, but this is that split push that he wants to achieve. However, they are in such a position right now in SG Esports that I'm not sure it's going to be enough. Even with this Deso being delivered here, at least TA can probably trade the majority of this tower at the same time. His wave is going to get annihilated up top.
SG still don't really push that fast. Let's see, how's the up top tower? TA hasn't even really got to it yet. Does not have a TP scroll, though. Attune he might have to start running back. I don't know if they've noticed this. It would be pretty astute from SG, but they've already put a lot of damage into this tower, and it seems like Attune is scared to commit. QWERTY is going to rotate up, so it's a 5v3 potentially for Mad Kings, and they do find one. Shelter caught by a raise. He will get bursted back, and this tier 2 tower goes down. Meanwhile, up top, Attune does get most of the damage on it, as you mentioned. But now the retreat from SG, maybe they can find one. Juggernaut stunned up by Tavo. A little bit of damage there from the Caustic Finale. No Shrine. He does have an Omni Slash. However, Tavo might be the one in trouble now. Vacuum back. They don't have the detection, but he's taken a lot of damage. The kick off the mark. Sand King will fall. Where is his team? They could not get there in time. Unfortunate. I think SG actually could have taken that skirmish.
Yeah, they just split up the farm once it was done.
Yeah.
Probably didn't think the Darkseer was up here. I wouldn't have really expected that. But without TA
was a
being
weird
able to
move.
rotate back, it was like, okay, well, maybe someone will come up here to try and zone you out, then the two of us together will kill them. And although that didn't happen, it does work out in the end to help secure the Darkseer, the Sand King kill. So, pretty good recovery. Considering the situation is the only person that does damage on your team, it feels like, is top without a TP. That turned out pretty well, I would say, for Mad Kings.
Well, still a decent lead for the Dire. About 6K, 6,500. SG still fairly comfortable, and now that Necro has a farming tool, he can be a little bit more okay with this. And Shadow Fiend now clearing out this big fatty stack. Looks like a nice triple. Oh, that's good. Manta style first item. Okay, that's peculiar. Not something we see all the time. I guess pretty good against the Earth Spirit as well as the Darks. No, not well. Not really that great against Darkseer.
Yeah, I think the Earth Spirit and the Juggernaut, two biggest reasons, help tank up the Omni Slash, help get rid of the silence. Even against TA with like the Meld or something. Being able to just destroy a Meld Strike can be like fight winning, honestly.
Or destroy Refraction. Yeah.
There's a lot of good reasons. It's a very nice pick off here from ADR.
Okay.
BKB will be probably his next choice. Does mean that you don't have the Dragonlance, but being close into the fight doesn't necessarily matter too much when you have a Necrophos next to you. It can, you know, almost be a little bit better to be right on in there.
Necro not going for the mech. He picks up a Veil instead. Another very stat-efficient item. Gives Necro a lot of survivability. He's relatively low armor, so adding in the Veil there's really nice. Also helps buff up that mana pool. They are going to get the mech on Undying, it looks like. I like that they're getting a mech, though. Very important for this lineup. They benefit from additional healing so much.
Yeah, and it's mostly just like those smaller pieces of the buckler is amazing for a hero like Undying. It does a lot of work against the TA and the Juggernaut. It helps your whole team, and it's very cost efficient. So
Yep.
King RD very happy with the current workings, and they're going to get this Aegis, and then they can just rotate with the Invis Rune on Shadow Fiend.
For sure. They've got the Urn on top of that on the Undying, so he's liking the stat efficiency that he's picked up so far, that's for sure. They dropped the Tombstone just for good measure. Aegis does get picked up by ADR, no surprise there. Yeah, they will back out. Undying actually not that far away from the mech, basically just a headdress to go. He's got 1050 in the bank, as now the Juggernaut picks up his Manta style. A lot of Manta love this game. Split pushing from Dominic, but here we go. There's the stun from Tavo. 40R invisibility rune to help set it up. One more auto attack. The Juggernaut will fall. Now Sladen able to roll away. TP will go off. They only get one kill, but it's a big one on the position 1 of Mad Kings.
Yeah, and although it's certainly felt like SG Sports are 100% in control over the past like 8 minutes or so, they've been moving around the map. They just seem to be taking every objective. The farm has been dwindling down. They did have about a 7K lead, then it dropped down to a 4K as they were taking Roche, just from the split push of TA with a Deso and from this Juggernaut who feels so bold with the spin release and TP out of there. He's doing pretty well, but yeah, again, that pick off just massive to make sure that he doesn't keep snowballing and doesn't become a big problem. And now we'll get into those next big items, and even just
HFN initiated on. It's a 1-on-4, baby. This poor Necrophos, I think he's dead no matter what. Cat says, I'd love to help, pal. I've got the ult, but it's not going to make a difference, and they make the call to let the Necro fall.
Good choice there. Oh, Tavo. Can't quite find anything with the haste rune. Doesn't manage to find a bounty rune. I guess that's probably all he wanted. But moving back down towards the rest of his team. So pretty solid pick there. And it is a medallion that we got finished up.
Oh, Dominic again. Back-to-back deaths. Potentially Shadow Fiend just needs a few more. The Force Staff gets him in there. That's a Force Staff from Tavo. Great coordination between him and ADR.
Damn.
Trent Pax. Dominic is getting dominated.
That's not good. He's TA. She's getting her job done for sure, but now it's like Tavo 600 gold ahead of this Juggernaut at this point.
Attune is living up to his reputation on the TA. It's been a tough game, but he's number 2 on net worth. Shadow Fiend the only one ahead of him, and now he's going to get a freebie on Cat. Brilliant positioning, knowing how to use that Deso and Blink Dagger together very well, but now getting a little greedy perhaps. Do they have the detection? They do not, but Shadow Fiend's going to try to pop him here. They get a full Requiem, and Attune pays for his insolence. Caster's Curse coming to fruition as the Templar Assassin bites the bullet. Another TP roll from the Earth Spirit. He will survive.
Yeah, your CM's just like thinking of the game, probably shopping on the courier or something like that. Yeah, she was. Dropping stuff in the base. Oh, that's the sad life. Wow, that is the one stacked courier. We got ourselves a plate mail coming up for HFN. Man, he is getting the biggest value items of all time right now. A hood, a veil, and a plate at 21 minutes. This Necro is going to feel pretty scary in the next team fight when it's not 4v1, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, this is a great game for armor. Their magical burst is not that much, and with the hood, he can pretty much mitigate all of it. And now he's got these great value armor items, like you're saying.
You know, have you ever played against those teams? Oh, nice Blink Burrow.
Uh-oh. Hello, Sladen.
You ever played those games against those 5-man stacks that they all buy these super value items? They'll just rush you with 5 right at the start of the game. It's really annoying. They get like a Nature's Prophet or something, and they kill like your 5-man mid, and they TP somewhere. These are like the item builds this game. Because King RD, he just buys the Buckler, and then he just buys the Medallion. He will finish it into a Solar Crest, but then you've got HFN who's like, I got this hood, I got the Veil, now I got a plate mail.
He doesn't even go for the mech. Now Attune, they've got a Sentry Ward. He'll be able to blink away in time. Now the Glyph comes out. No split push going to be available. Mad Kings have to defend this high ground. This is very scary. Earth Spirit will be coming up in a few seconds. He does have Magnetize. SG playing this very cautiously. Mad Kings have a decent amount of wave clear between the Fade Bolt and just the TA from the bouncing, what's it called? Psy Blades.
The Psy Blades.
Boy, the Soy Blades there. Here we go. Stun from Tavo. They catch the TA. They set up the Scythe. Refraction's there. Now the frame drops come as Darkseer gets off a combo, and Dire start getting cleaned up. They need the full pipe. It's just too much magic damage. King RD taunting as he may still fall from the Magnetize. Meanwhile, on the other side, Tavo gets off a decent epi. The Shadow Fiend gets popped, and SG completely repelled. Tavo on the way out. Cat does TP. It is a complete disaster.
Oh, what a recovery for the Juggernaut. Gets like 876 gold. He's rich again. He gets all this experience. Life is good once more. And the power of Darkseer comes through once again. Doesn't even have a Blink Dagger. This guy's rocking the mech and the pipe to help out his team, and he still managed to find that enormous vacuum.
Dude, honestly, I think they fucked up on King RD not getting the mech. They need it. They need the sustainability in these fights. When you have 2 healers on your team, AoE healing like that is a compound win because you keep your healers alive longer, and then they can get off more healing in the future. It's a little bit meta, but it's a very real concept here, Trent, and the Buckler's just not cutting it. QWERTY knows he's got the full pipe and the mech, and look at this. They've got the hood. They've got the right pieces on HFN, but they don't actually have the pipe. He can maybe survive through it, but they need it. It's enough magic damage over time between all that wall of replica damage, all of those ion shells on top of the magnetized Fade Bolts jumping around. Trent, they need a goddamn pipe.
I'm going to disagree. I think probably BKB for the Shadow Fiend will be the big thing, and then actually having an Aegis to go high ground with is the other massive one. I would say that would be the
Well, they had an Aegis.
Well, Aegis and cheese, I should clarify. I suppose.
Okay.
Sorry, it's like like the next Aegis with like the cheese and everything. I don't think that was the Aegis to go high ground with. Like
that's fair. Shadow Fiend went Manta and now into Butterfly. It looks like kind of a weird build. I agree with you. BKB on Shadow Fiend is perhaps more important than the pipe, but the pipe will make a big difference. Those kind of team fights won't happen if you have that kind of AoE magic mitigation.
ADR he's still not liking the BKB actually though. He's just gonna rely on his teammates, I guess, to keep him satisfied. He's now eyeing up supposedly an AC next, at least according to his quick buy.
You don't see that on Shadow Fiend all too often.
No, definitely not before a BKB especially. But that's why I mean, he's mostly concerned about TA, which is, it makes sense. BKB doesn't do anything against her, really. But when it comes to this, like you just saw what Earth Spirit and Darkseer were able to do. And King RD, he's a lot of armor.
Very brave. He maybe didn't see that King RD has dust here. Pops the BKB. This is a 10-second charge. There's the dust as he goes into meld, and Attune going to feed this one away. Reaper's Scythe comes out a little bit early. Oh, maybe they got it, actually.
Yeah, it was kind of hard to tell with the leg. It might have been a refraction or something.
He's
I don't
dead
know.
for
It
a
looked
pretty
weird.
long time. Well, he still had the BKB on, but if you pop the Scythe at the last second and then kill him with physical damage through the BKB, you still get the Reaper Scythe additional damage, or additional respawn time. 40R down bottom, finishes off QWERTY, pops the Requiem, probably going to go down here in exchange, but does get the kill beforehand, and there it is, Death Requiem, almost finishing off the Rubik.
Well, it's like they get one, but then Shadow Fiend goes down the other side of the map, so hard to keep pressing that advantage. At least Roche isn't up or anything like that, so it's not going to really matter in terms of the grand scheme of things, but you certainly want to keep getting that big item.
He kills the Darkseer, but still not really ideal. You want this Shadow Fiend to be spending this time farming, maintaining his tempo at the top of the net worth chart. As you said, if you're not getting objectives on the other side of the map, not really worth it to take those kind of exchanges. Aghanim Scepter going to be coming out on Tavo, so of course always a big pickup on the Sand King. Lets him initiate really from Fog, which is pretty nasty. Can be hard to deal with. Undying needs to get something here. 2 low-ticket items. If he had just combined his effort and gone straight for Solar or straight for Mech, he'd have a little bit more right now. I think I'm harping on it, but still. It's a big deal. Oh, what's this? The Mech.
A mechanism?
Coming out on Necro. What in the world?
He's too busy.
He's going to go Guardians, dude. What are they doing with these items? He bought a plate mail that's in his backpack, and then he's going to go Mech with Power Treads. Oh,
he already has a Shiva's Guard. That's what's going on. All right.
Okay, there it is. That makes more sense. He already has the Shiva.
I was going to say, because this courier's been running around with items like forever.
This is pretty late to get the Mech, though. I think SG are realizing that they actually needed that big healing team fight item to go blow for blow, and they don't have it. But now this is really late. You really don't want to be buying Mech at 30 minutes. It is not efficient.
Guys, I think Andrew might have been right. I don't know. I didn't think I'd ever say it, but
I called that one from the draft,
It
dude.
was an impassioned plea. You
said,
literally said, I would like to see a Necrophos Mech. That's what you said.
I know. If there are 3 heroes that I know well, Necrophos, Undying, and Dazzle. God damn it, I don't know much, but those are my heroes. And I'm actually really digging on the way this Undying is taunting. I like that King RD even taunts when he's alone in Fog and nobody can see him.
Hell yeah, dude. He knows. It's for us. It's for us and it's for himself.
I feel like we're really bonding right now.
It looks so good.
Do you think King RD is nicer than King Tekka?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to hang
out
out
with him. What
with
about King R?
King R?
Yeah.
There's too many
CIS.
Kings. I can't keep up.
I heard he's a really nice guy.
Really?
Yeah, I heard he's a sweet young boy.
Oh, that's nice.
Attune, this is a familiar place for him.
I know.
Usually he keeps dying here, but hopefully this doesn't happen again. Looks like I'll be all right. Oh, but that Burrow Strike initiation range is pretty far.
Attune actually needs to be very careful here. BKB does not make you unkillable. They're pinging it out. They
saw it last time too, where because he also again he can't TP out with the spin or with BKB in his case thanks to the Scythe. So
long Roach respawn here. SG move into the pit. They finish off the trap, which is kind of nice. Pipe now up on Necro. Trent, what did I tell you, buddy?
Where's the gem at? Oh, it's on Sand King. Okay.
This is great. Shivas and Pipe. So many great aura items now. A lot of value coming out on SG. This next team fight, it's going to be tough for Mad Kings. It's going to feel like they just do a lot less damage.
Well, speaking of damage, plus 40 now out of the TA. Which cracks into level 20.
Nice.
One for her. No health for her this game, but whatever, Juggernaut, anything. It looks like everyone's just taking that pretty standard stuff here.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Got to get those wards on Rubik. Got to have that GPM. Yep, no one's weirding out here.
Big boys up. TA has the illusion inside the pit.
Wow, Undying's is 15 health regen. Holy moly, at level 10. That's a lot. That is hard to pass up.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he did, to be honest. Gotta get that money, though. You gotta afford those items.
This is one where I think the gold talent on Undying is actually quite good because it's a hero that doesn't push that well. His games tend to extend long. You almost always get value out of it at level 10. Good night, Sweet Prince. 102 seconds on the sideline. No buyback. Reaper's Scythe locks him down, and now Roche becomes a possibility. Excuse me, like this from Mad Kings, though. They immediately split push
No
and
choice.
say we can't contest Roche, but we can at least force a couple TPs back by moving up to the base. Tavo immediately joins the party.
Yeah,
Roche
this is really smart.
falling pretty quick. They won't get much out of it, but it's the right idea.
Yeah, Tavo, like, you come up here, you grab this, so that, like, he could just clear the next wave and just start running back. Because there's still 70 seconds. Like, you want more than this right now.
Well, he can stay and defend. The thing is, the Sand King is so farmed that Tavo is actually amazing at defending here. He's very elusive, hard to kill, and if he gets off a good epicenter combo, he can actually get some solo kills. So they're going to kind of bait this out. He's going to leave the base, and now Juggernaut's going to go in. They'll glyph right away as the rest of the team goes straight up towards the high ground. Orange, the Dark Seer, has to TP home. Up top, Juggernaut, he's still committed. TA dead for 45. They're not positive that she doesn't have buyback, but at this point, they're probably going to start to assume. Crystal Maiden goes back. They're going to try and commit for this. And Omni Slash finishes off Cat, but Dominic might still die. Tavo puts him up in the Yules. Here we go. I think he's going to make it out. He's just going to go right for the creeps. Dominic lives. He does a lot of damage to the tower. Shadow Fiend Illusion still laying into the barracks. It is obviously an advantage for SG, but Mad Kings still do pretty well.
Yeah, I think with your TA down, considering you trade that much damage onto a tier 3, as well as kill a Crystal Maiden, that is a pretty massive victory. The one problem is you're going to lose your Shrine, your Roche, so it's going to be hard to contest the next one. But their Cheese is also still up on Necro, probably. Yeah, it's in his backpack, so we can push down mid one more time, more than likely, as the Dire here. And there's the BKB, not purchasing the AC. The crowd went wild.
Okay, I like this curveball, though. It's a smart choice. The AC, I don't think, was the item. So this is quite good. Looks like Scotty going to be queued up next. Also a pretty good item on Shadow Fiend. Gives him a lot of survivability. And, of course, the utility of the slow. Pretty darn good.
Trying to get some vision out here. Shelter is walking near a Observer and Sentry, but he is smoked. He's not invisible, so he'll be fine.
Well, Dire look like they might want to set something up themselves. Going to clear out Ancients. There is Cheese on Necro. Don't forget the extra healing that he gets from that Ghost Shroud. Items like that. Instant full heal on him no matter what. I guess it is anyway. How much is the... Oh, 2,500. Jesus Christ. Okay. Well, forget I said that. Necro's really going to heal a lot. Can you imagine if you got a shield for everything you overheal on the Cheese?
A shield. Oh, now we're talking to you. Yeah, I like it.
You
like
give it to the weakest guy.
That is Valve, you know. They had an overheal. I was a medic player. Shout out to Only Plays Medic. That guy's like always in Twitch chat.
Here we go. It's Dominic. Perhaps in some trouble. He's used his spin. It's going to be too late to spin TP. Tavo comes in. He biffs the stun. The epicenter doesn't do much either, but Dominic still destined to fall. He gets off the little healing ward there, but ain't going to do shit.
No.
He's dead.
73 seconds. This should be a 100% forced buyback.
Oops.
Yeah, it's a tune.
Fantasy points.
Watch him go by. Oh, excellent. That's what we really need here. A true analysis. Let's go, guys. Let's go hit some buildings. They're a little bit concerned about the top lane. They don't want to lose that tier 3 for nothing. They probably understand that TA's on her way. She just punched mid and isn't here anymore. So a little bit of a base race about to happen. And what kind of TPs do we have back here? Shadow Fiend can't come back. Necrophos can't come back. There. Okay, this might be an issue. Sand King can come back, and he's the one who's going to have to do it. But Attune's already gotten the buildings. Gets stunned up.
Oh.
All right, you watch the Radiant. Stay there. Don't worry. Nothing's happening too much top.
Yep. Okay.
They're zoning out Attune. I'll give you the audio update.
Here we go. Melee barracks fall. SG doing well so far. They're moving into the tier 3 down bottom, and it looks like up top things are being defended.
Attune's
TA
TPing back.
not hitting barracks. The tier 3's fallen, but barracks stand. Now that he's back, SG will retreat. They've got a 4v4, and they have to get out. They don't force the buyback, but they get barracks. I think pretty happy with that.
Yep, get themselves the melee. A lot of damage on the bottom tier 3 too, which is going to be a little easier to take now. And the Crimson Guard finally finished up here for King
And
RD.
the Shrine.
So just holding on to that thing for so long with Buckler.
I'll give you a buckler.
I'll give you a Buckler right here. I tells you.
22. Scallywag. What's the first thing you think of when you hear the word scallywag?
Pirate.
That's what I said. Last night,
Who would not say
MRP said, "Isn't scallywag a British insult?" And I said,
Yeah, but didn't they
only
hate
if you're
pirates?
a pirate.
Oh, I feel like British people hate pirates, so yeah.
Yeah,
it is a British
exactly.
insult.
Yeah, scallywag. Yeah, but it means more about pirate shit these days than it does like Britain. It's not a modern day British insult.
No, I'm saying they would have called pirates scallywags because they hated pirates.
Yeah, like 300 years ago. We're talking about modern day lingo. You're not going to go to London and be in the park and hear some like doped up drug dealer be like, Oh, you bunch of scallywags. No,
Well, if
says
you're dressed
that
in
anymore.
pirate clothing, you will.
If he's, I can actually see the lag too. Look, they're all lagging. I love the way they talk to each other. Me too.
Dude, I can't take the V though. I mean, that's the classic.
What's the V mean?
Every time you're in a pub, V. It's the South American emote.
What does it mean though?
They all throw the V. I don't know. It's just V. It's just like it's supposed to be a face. It makes me think of like a duck face.
Oh, I see.
It's usually a lowercase v. For the
Well, as you can see, Attune's very excited.
the other classic is just the greater than arrow. That's another good South American emote.
Guys, remember you can go to the store. That's not the right link. Is this actual casting on Moonduck? What is going on?
That's true. That's what happens. There's only the two of us. Just the two. It's playoffs, guys. This is serious business.
Dude, I am loving this.
Yeah, it's been
Trent,
great.
Do you want to commit? Can we be the official English-speaking SG or SA experts? Because no one gives a shit. Can we like put in our chips now?
I think.
And then, like a year or two from now, when South America is on the big stage.
No, when they get a LAN qualifier for
Hell yeah, people
TI, we get sent down.
Yeah, when there's a Lima major, they're gonna be like, all right, listen, we need Zyori and Trent Packs, the South American experts, to break it down. I want to be that guy. That's my new goal in Dota, to study South American Dota and become an expert.
I mean, you can literally pick any region. You could do China. No one does China. It's only Jack.
This is untapped, though, man. And we have a leg up because we're casting the playoffs right now.
Right now.
Right now. We're living it, dude.
We're
achieving our dreams.
We're casting the first ever official South American qualifier to the international.
I know.
Welcome to the international.
Everybody just take a moment to recognize.
You know how Gabe says that? That's going to be us. At the end of this playoffs, we're going to be the guys in the flip-flops saying, welcome to the international.
I'm going to be
whoever wins. You probably have flip-flops on.
I am wearing flip-flops.
He is.
I was ready.
Yeah, actually, he drove here in flip-flops. I didn't even know. I was in a dangerous ride.
I was ready.
Don't they get trapped in the pads or whatever, the pedals? Then you die?
Only if you're an idiot.
This is what happens when someone says we are for serious casting. Only if you're an idiot.
Only if you're an idiot. Okay, here we go. Necro, do you think he's actually going to buy Guardian Greaves? Like, I'm torn about this. I don't know if it's good at this point.
He can't buy
BKB.
No one can buy. Yeah, exactly. I don't think he can afford a load. He's going to go Vlad's on the Undying. Yeah, I think he's going to do it. He's doing it. He's in. He's all in. Sell those treads. Get them. Oh, they're already on the courier.
Doing it. He's got the mech. He's got the Guardians.
Is he keeping the treads? Or is he selling the treads? You sell the treads. Get rid of those things.
I'm surprised he didn't sell them before, though. But
he's like, just in case there's a fight.
No, he's going to hang on to him for the stats and eat the cheese eventually.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's fair. Because like once the cheese is eaten, then you'll... Yeah, that's cool. I'm down.
I mean, treads are still
the courier. Oh, look how close they are. Oh, the ward. Oh, my God. Oh, that would have been the Greaves. That actually would have been crazy.
Oh, Dusky. Oh, jeez. Here we go. It's a hoagie. They go right in on the Necro. Good thing he's got those Guardian Greaves. He's still holding on to the Veil of Discord, but here we go. They're going in. It doesn't do anything with the Reaper's Sight, but now the Omni Slash. A lot of the damage mitigated. He's got a lot of armor. Oh, we're dropping frames now as the epicenter from Tavo comes out big. All five still alive on both sides, but Crystal Maiden gets off a decent ult. It gets canceled. Now Shelter. He's getting low. Helter Skelter. He will fall. He loses his friend as well. It's the Earth Spirit. It's a 2-for-none. SG win the fight. My word, chaos, Trent. That is the way to summarize that one. Dire find the advantage. Necro doing the big bulk of the damage in that one.
By far, the worst hero to run into by himself. Like, if there's one hero that you can just pick off as quick as possible, it could be any of the 4 heroes on the Dire, and it's feasible. But the Necrophos is just, it's so difficult with those Guardian Greaves.
Oh, Querity, he does make it out, able to blink quickly enough, but the Scotty, it's up on the Shadow Fiend. He's lobbing in snowballs. They don't have any creeps. Look at this brilliant play from Dominic, the Dominator. He's going to cut the lane in half, Trent.
No one has creeps. It's an empty lane.
Down bottom,
there's no creeps.
It's the hero. It's Tavo, the little Sand King. He's bringing down this wave of creeps. He is a hero.
Oh, mid lane. They're doing their own counter push here. And yeah, as you said, Tavo. So this building going down quickly. They have the glyph. Gonna pop it.
Look at this.
What's
Mad
the play?
Kings, these scrappy bastards. There is no glyph on the Dire. They've already used it. We're going to go back down. They're losing this fight. Crystal Maiden taking a lot of damage. The tower will fall. Somehow Cat stays alive. SG starting to press forward down bottom. Meanwhile, back in the base, King RD trying to defend, but Dominic in a tune. They will get barracks. The Crimson Guard not going to be enough. Back down bottom. Shelter getting low, but he steals the Sandstorm. The barracks fall. They're not able to defend. Mad Kings, they might have made the wrong call here. One lane of barracks down, but the King RD is still alive. He might be able to defend this. No, perhaps not. Melee barracks fall, and now Dominic starting to chop him. Now back down to the bottom lane. This could end up becoming Megas. I'm not sure. Shadow Fiend, he's caught by the wall. He's hitting himself. He keeps hitting himself. It's the illusions. They're coming in. Now Cat, they channel the Requiem. It's too much damage. It's Cat with the freezing field. He might actually turn this around. The stolen Requiem's not going to be enough, but the Omni Slash, it might just be 40R. He's getting low. He's trying to micro in the trees. Somehow he's still alive. It's Tavo. He's back in the party. He can't save Adrian, but he might still be able to clean this up. Buybacks coming from Mad Kings. It's actually SG on the back foot. They've got to run. They've got to get out the Necro. He'll get left behind, but it's Tavo with another Epi. The damage mitigated by refraction. The Necro will fall. King RD, he turns his tail to run. Tavo just trying to make it out as well. The TP from Undying will not go off. He gets stunned. He'll get brought down, and now Tavo probably going to be safe as Dominic will run out of tools to chase him. Back on the backside, it's King RD. Jesus Christ, he gets an invisibility rune and lives. The dust doesn't hit him. This is absolute madness.
Things are getting very dicey now. They come out with a net worth lead of still 10K. They end up losing about 1,400 or so throughout that fight. They lost that mid racks. You have no idea how close this mid melee racks top was. I mean, the backdoor regen kicked in as Jug tried to go for the spin TV play so you could still hit the building, and he couldn't get through it. Couldn't bring it down. Now the regen's brought all the way back up to 500 HP. That could have been 2 melee racks. Should have essentially evened us out. You know, that other range doesn't make that much of a difference. And then, as well, Mad Kings were just right here with the Roche respawning.
Here we go. Mad Kings maybe on their way back into this game. Undying did buy back.
Worth noting that Courier had cheese, by the way, on the Dire when they went to pick off that Necrophos too. So he does have his cheese back now. Wasn't used in all of that.
MKB up on the TA. Hurricane Pike coming next.
They need to make sure they're syncing up with this defusal from the Jug, because numerous times the TA is getting stuck on that Ghost Shroud because the Juggernaut's not there at the same time. Maybe wishing she had a defusal herself, not realizing how much of an issue it was going to be. With the CM having one too, it can be very obnoxious if she gets a good ulti off and there's no stuns left. There's only so many to go around. Ghost Scepter is very good this game for CM.
It sure is. Lincoln Sphere also up on the Juggernaut. SG, they might just try to force the issue here. Radiant do not have a glyph. It's down for 2 more minutes, so they could just try to bum rush the barracks. They don't have any BKBs outside of 4DR, but it's a 10-second. They could honestly just go straight for the barracks with that BKB and try to finish it off. It would be a risky proposition, Trent, but these guys are crazy. Shrine going to be taken out. This will be a little extra gold.
That's something they haven't really found the chance yet to do from the Radiant side. Now the Octarine Core finished up for our Sand King. That is a nice item. For that Burrow Strike now down to a 5.7 second cooldown. With an Aghanim Scepter, that's actually absurd. That is straight up crazy. I'm going to be healing through that Sandstorm. He did not go. Yeah, he did. He went for the plus 50 Sandstorm DPS. I suppose everyone does at this point, but it's very nice, the Octarine Core.
I think so, yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen the Epicenter attacks, though. Although it is the most underrated part of that skill.
Yeah, it comes in handy sometimes, but you really use that as just a bursty spell to try and kill somebody straight up, not as much like, all right, guys, right-click them. They can't auto-attack.
He can't hit back.
It just doesn't really flow with what you generally want to achieve when you pop that ulti. But, yeah, the Sandstorm DPS comes in handy. He went for the gold, as you mentioned, so he's going to start power farming up. And what do you go for, the health regen or the Epicenter pulses? I think Epicenter, right? 50 health regen is a lot. But by extra pulses, that means it does last longer.
I go health regen for sure.
Okay.
100%.
Does extra pulses mean it does last longer? Like it pulses more? So I thought that's actually quite good.
It goes to 14 pulses.
But yeah, you're right. He goes for the regen immediately. 50 is a lot.
50 is like actually insane. With an Octarine Core,
how does he die? It's like a Heart of Tarrasque.
Like, that's absolutely absurd. If you think about if he gets Fade Bolted That's 320 damage. We reduced that down. He basically re-heals from Fade Bolt in like 3 seconds.
No, 6 seconds.
Well, I mean, he's Octarine Core 2, though.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know?
Know what I'm saying?
And he's got like some magic damage thrown out.
I do
same
know what
time.
you're saying.
It's pretty ridiculous. Oh. Ooh, I see some Russian spam going on now. They're very multicultural. You know, they have Chinese spam, they have English spam, they have Russian spam. It's nice. You know, some teams go all in on the Vlad. Some are all in on the Suna Strike.
It's true. It's nice to see equal opportunity.
Isn't that nice? Wow. It's currently 11:01 and 40 seconds as the giant wall clock in the Carbon Studios where we are is telling me. At least that doesn't look right, though. Isn't your phone says like 10:50 something?
Yeah.
All right, their clock's not right. But it's do or die here in South America. This is only game number 1 of a very long day. I have a best of 3 here. It'll be me and Andrew, Mr. Zyori. And then Mott will be coming on in with Zyori. We'll have the double play-by-play, non-stop action Andrew analysis. As long as they keep picking Necrophos, he'll be fine. He can be the co-caster.
That's true.
And then I'll be back with Mott for the finals. It's a long day, guys. It's potentially 11 games of Dota 2. And this is like already my 5th or 6th of the day. Andrew has smoked his knee on the table. But we're back in now. Everything's going to be fine.
Son of a bitch. Butterfly up on the TA.
Yeah, she's got that nice combo. MKB and Butterfly. And with committing into already the Chrysalis, maybe could switch it up for a Bloodthorn if he sees the Butterfly. And thinks to himself, you know what? This might not be the worst idea. Our BKB's wearing down. Then I at least have some option to try and help. Might be a solution, but we'll have to see.
All right, here we go. The Schmolk rotations.
It's all on Darkseer here. He's got that Blink Dagger. He's got his Force Up. He's a Glimmer. He's so mobile.
Who will
He just
catch
needs someone to
who?
give him vision.
He actually misses the decay,
It's
but
a bait.
Tavo,
It is
he
a
goes
bait.
in first. Now
He's
the
waiting.
Tombstone comes down. He's still pretty beefy. Attune, he's the one that's getting focused, but it's Dominic that goes low. He pops the cheese. He will survive. Oh, what a vac wall. It connects on the entire team, but Caddy gets off the freezing field. This is still going to end up well for SG. They finish off the Darkseer. Now the Aegis is used. They've run out of resources, and Cat barely alive. Attune can't finish him off, and he'll lose his own life. The Rubik gets caught as well as Mott enters the room. It looks like Mad Kings may be on their last leg. 4 down, all 5 still alive for SG, and there are no buybacks to speak of, Mr. Pax.
Yeah, that fight was, well, I missed the majority of it trying to let Mott in the door, but for the majority of it, it was the Darkseer waiting for that perfect moment, right? Like, they had it kind of set up in the bait, but SG never collapsed hard enough for him to get that perfect, insane vacuum wall, right? The 5-man, that's what screwed them last time. Without any of that sustain, but
they're just going to go for the win.
I mean,
No,
it's over.
It is over, though. They don't know that they don't have buybacks. Some of
This
them.
is how you find out. Once these start dying and no one buys back, you're like, oh, it's over.
Yep. Some of them short on gold here.
Radiant's top barracks.
Not necessarily cooldown. So they're going to play it safe. This is TI on the line after all. Patience from Zoe. And this will do it. Tier 4s will fall. Taunts will continue. The Shadow Fiend. He's even got a Daedalus. Hey, Trent. Fun fact. Did you know that you cannot crit buildings?
Wow. Thanks.
Dude, I called Gareth out last night because he said, Daedalus is great for pushing. And I said, no, it's not, dipshit.
You got him. It
I
does
did
give
get-
plus 80 damage. It's not terrible.
Okay, it's not terrible, but here we go. The final hold. Vacuum from Darkseer. No wall. He's just going to get chopped down. Reaper's Sight decapitates him. ADR. He's got the BKB. He's going to stand his ground and slap him down. That'll be another team wipe to finish him off. And here we go. Incorrect. Good call, Trent. Mad King's going to win it.
I said it was a gut feeling, all right? I wanted to tune TA.
Well, you were wrong.
Everyone's been giving that the respect ban a lot of the time, but
Well, buddy, it was still a great game, so it was okay. I'm all right to be proven wrong here. SG living up to the expectations. It was a close one. You look at this gold graph, very back and forth for a lot of the game, even not a staggering gold lead until the very end. Brilliant plays from King RD as well as Cat on the support role, only dying a handful of times between the two of them, and of course that Undying getting so much work done. You don't see it here. You know, like you don't.
true.
There's
You
no
really
stat for the CM mana. You don't see the 8,000 damage. What was that idiot doing, dude? He was tearing it up. He was fucking boxing, dude. He was like Mike Tyson. He was biting ears off. He was knocking people out. He's like modern day Manny Pacquiao, man.